Hey guys, over the next couple of videos, I'm going to give you the overview of my altcoin pick for the coming cycle. So the first thing I want to cover is which sector to be focused on, and this will be the basis of my thesis. So let's begin with what happened last cycle, which was the biggest altcoin cycle among all prior crypto cycles. And so I call this the retail cycle, where the most number of people from outside of crypto came into the crypto industry because of a combination of factors, starting with the GameStop craze, and then people had the stimulus checks from the government, and this combined with the pandemic lockdowns where everyone was stuck at home and they couldn't do anything else but gamble and speculate on the altcoin market at home. And all of these factors resulted in a PVE dynamic in crypto where prices just went up across the board and a lot of people made money at the same time. At the end, though, we realized that this was just an experiment phase where people were just bidding up the price of altcoins, but there was actually very low product market fit. There were very few projects that had meaningful revenue. And so, in the end, the high valuations were not sustainable, and altcoin prices collapsed across the board in the following years. But we did find some projects with product market fit, with various utility that people are willing to pay for and that were generating revenue, such as store of value. We have some stable coins and perps, and to some extent, DeFi. So these are some of the types of utility that we have discovered that people actually wanted to use other than just for speculation from the crypto industry. Now, for the coming cycle, I think we will not see a repeat of what happened last cycle. I believe that most of the retail people who would have come into crypto would have done so last cycle. And by now, most of them have been wrecked. They have lost all their money on meme coins and on gambling and on speculating on projects with no real use cases. And so I think in the coming cycle, the role of retail will be much more diminished compared to last cycle. So I don't expect to see an industry-wide rising of prices across the board like we did last cycle for the coming cycle. So what we have left in the industry are mostly solved games, whereby everyone knows not to hold coins anymore. Everyone is just selling on any pump. And this dynamic leads to a very PvP environment where in order to make money, somebody must lose. And this is not the kind of thing that can lead to another bull run. So the question is, where will we see the next PvE dynamic happen in the coming cycle? Will there even be one? Nobody really knows, but the highest chance of that happening, in my opinion, is with institutional capital. So this is referring to institutional money coming from outside the crypto industry that will come into the crypto industry in the form of RWAs. So this is the sector I want to be focused on. I believe that among all the sectors in crypto, RWA is the one that will have the largest influx of capital from outside the industry. Now, if we look at the trend of RWA market value, we see that stablecoins have been going up relentlessly. It's been in an uptrend since 2021. So it's been going up for the past 5 years. And also we have RWA tokens that have been going up over the past 2 years. So I don't think you can find anything similar in other sectors in crypto where the trend has been going up in one direction. And so this reinforces my conviction on RWAs for the coming cycle. Now, before I end this video, there's a common misconception about RWAs, and that is that RWAs are mostly about asset tokenization. This refers to issuing tokens to represent fractional ownership of assets in the real world. For example, let's say you have a building you can tokenize, and then you can sell ownership rights of that building in the form of tokens. So this is a necessary aspect of the RWA sector, but it is not the only one to be paying attention to. And this is actually not the most important part of the RWA sector. The real value in the RWA sector lies in the compliance, the business and industry connections, and the distribution aspects. So if you're not familiar with the RWA sector, this might not make a lot of sense to you right now, but just hold that thought for now and I will clarify everything in the next video.